Hello. This is episode, 36 of the Daily with Akeisha. My name is Akeisha. Thanks for coming on here and watching on YouTube. If you're watching on the recording, this podcast version of it, thanks so much for tuning in. Today, honestly, got here. All day I've been like, I don't know what to talk about, but I'm here to show up. So I'm like asking the universe to in the moment, because it's getting to be kind of the end of the day for me, and my uploading speed of the internet that we're in is so slow. So yesterday's video just got uploaded this afternoon. It literally took forever to upload, and I was like, dang, it's gonna look like I put out 2 videos on one day, but that's not true. And who really cares? It's just about showing up, really. So I'm showing up. The universe is still trickling in some information into me as to how I can contribute today or what I can share today. So maybe this is a really short video, but if you're new, my name is Akeisha. This is Daily with Akeisha. Committed to myself for 2023 to show up here and share what is happening in the moment, what's current, a contribution that's coming to me, a topic that's coming to me, my life, my business, how that's going. I live abroad. I moved from Canada, and we now call Mexico our home base. We have no idea where we'll end up in 3 years from now, 5 years from now. But for now, we are here in Puerto Vallarta, living life, figuring it all out, doing the whole process of life not in Canada anymore. It's been a lot in the world over the last few days, which is interesting when I hear the people that I follow in astrology, I hear what they're saying, and you never really know how it's going to play out in the physical 3D world, but you hear what they're saying, and then something happens. You're like, yes. And then you start to hear some other people have different predictions about things. And I'm talking specifically about the earthquakes that recently happened in Turkey and Syria in the last 24 hours, which is heartbreaking on, the full moon. God, those full moons sometimes really hit you where it hurts. And they're really hurting. They had 3 massive earthquakes in 24 hours. And when you look at what people don't talk about is when you look at an earthquake app that monitors earthquakes, they had over 50 earthquakes in 24 hours, ranging anywhere from a 4 to a 7.8. That's when you're already shaken, when your foundation's already shaken from 3 massive earthquakes and you're already toppling. The videos where people are walking on the street and then all of a sudden you see a building just fall down, like demolition. It was the whole area just got demoed. Those aftershocks are that's a lot. That's I experienced 5 and 4 days, and that was insane. I can't even imagine what it was like to have that many earthquakes in 24 hours, let alone 3 massively destructive earthquakes. So my heart just goes out to everyone in that country. I reached out to a friend of mine who I know is from Turkey and just said hey, is your family okay? How are you doing? And thank God her family's in the West, so they weren't affected. But she has acquaintances, she has people she knows that are stuck, and she doesn't know the status of them in the rubble, because you just saw whole apartment areas, buildings just crumble to the ground. And whether they crumbled post-earthquake or they crumbled during the earthquakes, there was so much movement of the earth. The roads were ripped apart. I can't even imagine what. I can't imagine it, and I don't want to ever have to live through that. That is so scary. So my heart just goes out to everybody. If you're watching this and you have friends and family in the areas, just please know that I'm I'm sending whatever molecules of energy I can and asking for the best possible outcomes and for I don't even know how a cleanup would happen. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to be like doom and gloom on this episode, but it just feels like extremely, where does one even begin when one's city just got smushed? Like, and the roads are, a lot of them are split. You can see they're all like jaggedy. Like that is I'm, witnessing how long it takes a road here to be made in Mexico. And I know how long it can take for a road to be made back home. And that's just a road. And then you have to like clean it up, level it again, and lay it down. Like that's going to take a long time. So I am asking the universe for miracles to be happening in that part of the world, and that the world can come together in any way that it can to support the people. I know the people are showing up for the people. So yeah, I just hope everyone gets the necessary resources that they require with total ease. Anyways, today has been, this whole week has kind of been like all over the place. We're in this temporary home. We get our new place next in 2 days, which is really exciting. And then it's just like go, 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 go. Clayton's taking a course. We've got that in the mix, and cleaners going in. And I've got a really fun like stretch and access consciousness event in Bucerías on Friday. Hopefully that all goes without a hitch. So this week is a lot. We have a friend in town, and then there's just like, for me, going through the works of behind the scenes in the business, kind of setting myself up. If you watched yesterday's February marketing plan and February goals, I was really proud of myself for creating what I've created, following the plan, and just really kind of feeling into how simple it was. It essentially took me maybe 3 hours to make 2 weeks worth of content, and I think that is fantastic. Now I can kind of breathe a little bit and work on my lead magnet and kind of feel into bring what I want to bring back or what I want to create new to offer to who's ever watching my stuff that wants like a little bit something else, right? You never know. And then creating things that can go out into the world that can lead people to that download. I've also been diving into some access consciousness free clearings and like free audios, and getting really excited about foundations that's coming up in a month. And really just diving into this new phase where it's time to start doing some clearing work and start again utilizing the tools. I was using them prior to coming to Mexico, and it's not like I don't use them throughout my entire day. And on a lot of situations, I will be clearing something or pocket potting something or whatnot. But now it's getting to like some deeper things that I'm holding on to, some deeper programming, some deeper old patterns and thought processes and viewpoints that are literally not doing any good for me. Like they're not pushing me forward. They're actually keeping me small and back, and they are creating a lot of havoc in my world. And it ultimately comes down to like you, the person in charge of your life, what you want to change and where you want to go. So a lot of clearings, a lot of Simone Milas's clearings around money, a lot of listening to Amy Shine. I've like recommended them in multiple episodes. Just a lot of their stuff around, creating classes and sending out energy polls to clients, and really destroying it and creating like my projections of what my class is, what my offers are, and who my clients are, and actually what they can and cannot pay for, and what they want, and all these like projections we have that ultimately we call them like presumptuous reality. So whatever you're presuming, you're already projecting your assumptions out there. So really starting to like clear all that. And it's going to take some time. But I know when you work the tools, shit happens. And I'm very aware of when I'm working the tools and shit happens. I go, oh, because I did that. So it's just bringing me back into that habit again of working these tools that are so practical, so amazing, and having this play with them. Something that I said I've done, but when I look back, I don't think I fully understood or wanted to, was this idea of like playing and experimenting with things without an attachment. And I had a hard conversation last night before bed, but it was a good conversation because it kind of made me see where I was wanting to play and experiment, but then I was directly on the flip side, wanting the result like now. And it doesn't always work that way. And so to kind of like understand what that was bringing up for me was really hard and sticky, but ultimately so amazing and so great. So really coming down to like, I'm going to experiment in my business. I'm going to experiment with my things. I am giving myself this time. I gave myself 90 days to like kind of go ahead and give myself permission to go ahead in this way in my business, like fully experiment with it and see it all the way through, and then stopping and starting every 30 days, and have the freedom to just play and set things up the way that feel good and right for me, with the goal of it being successful in the near future, but it doesn't have to be successful like yesterday. And I've been wanting it to be successful like yesterday, which it really contradicts, and it really puts a lot of judgment, and it really puts a lot of constriction and lack and force. And that doesn't really get me any results ever when I'm doing that, when I'm forcing something and I'm pushing something. For me, it doesn't work. It's, I say that because it's frustrating to see that how that actually works for other people. And it's actually how they create massively in their world. And it literally takes things out of my world. It is the complete opposite for me. So learning that, it's uncomfortable, it's sticky, it's frustrating, but this is the journey. This is the life. And I really admire people who stick with something and see it through. And so hopefully in 6 months' time, I can come back and do my live and just tell you all the fun and the excitement that's come from doing the work that I've done for the last 6 months. So I hope that is the conversation I get to have in 6 months with you all. Other than that, it's been a day where there hasn't been a lot to talk about. So that is my diary update for all you guys. Welcome to the Life of Akeisha. This is the Daily with Akeisha. And on that note, I'm going to sign off, and I will hopefully upload this before the night is done and then come back to you tomorrow, hopefully with something else. The universe was like, I'm not going to give you anything today. But yes, have a magical day, evening, wherever you're watching this. Let me know, and I will see you all in the future. Bye.